I'm really sorry.
Maybe Michael Charlie will have something positive for you.
I have nothing, Mike.
I just wonder why you're keeping multiple clips with the same names and just not changing it.
Well, even if we change it, we have an issue sometimes. It's been kind of, once it links to that, it wants to just keep going back to that, we'll rename it. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing, and anyway, we've been having trouble with it.
I agree.
Yeah.
By the way, if you do stump them, you get money.
You might try moving them completely out of the project, if you're out of the library entirely, if you can, into a different physical folder on the drive, and then re-import them from that folder. That may give you the opportunity to separate them out.
Yeah, is it managed media? Is it like in the library, or is it external, like on a RAID or something?
It's on a RAID, yeah.
That's the only thing I can suggest is try taking them out of the library completely, moving them to a physically different location, and then re-importing them.
I see.
Breaking the location link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been given grief a lot of times for renaming media off of a camera card. I personally very much subscribe to that philosophy. I'll name things with, which camera, which card, the client name, the job name, and then the original file name. And also in there, the metadata of the date that it was shot. And that saves me a lot of those hassles. I find it frightening when I open somebody's project and there's 17 files named C0001. And that might be the best thing. What I would probably do is rename it, and then it may actually involve relaying it into the clip in every instance into your project, every instance of where it would be. It's not enviable, but it's the best solution to having multiple files with the same name.
C100 is the new untitled. Yeah, I think you took my
Okay, I've got a shape mask, and I'm converting. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a shape mask, and I'm converting to points.
Okay.
And then afterwards, it leaves this artifact, a little thin white line that I don't want to be there, where all the points have been. It happens sometimes, and I don't know what I'm doing to make it happen or not happen.
Where'd you get the microphone?
Go ahead. You just stumped Michael, so you get
Says the
$5.
man who runs the event.
He brought his own, whoever did that.
Thank you. Is this your microphone?
Yes, it is. Michael. Huh? Are you going to be handing this mic out? No, if you want to do it, Derek, go ahead. I got to be on the board. If you want to do it.
So the answer is
Jerry Springer.
Does that, so you've got a shape mask, and you say convert to points, and then you move the points and it leaves, I'm not sure I understand what you can shout.
Okay. I'm finished converting my points.
Okay.
And then it just leaves this squiggly outline where I can't make.
Oh, you mean you see the actual points and stuff?
Exactly. Not the red dots and the red lines, but a white.
Oh, like,
Are you looking at? Are you looking?
Pardon me?
It's the feather edge.
Yeah, I make the feather edge down to 0,
and it's still there.
and it's still there. And then I've adjusted the feather edge too. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's baffling. Does anybody else have that problem?
And does it output that way too?
Sorry?
Output, when you output it, it's there.
Yeah, unfortunately it does.
Anybody else have that problem?
You got something to add?
But have you tried making a compound clip with the mask?
Repeat?
Make a compound clip with the
Compound
mask.
clip with the mask and the video that you're doing. And then when you go back to the timeline, it might not be there. Because
That's a great
masks have sometimes tendency to move. You do a mask, and when you render, it's in the wrong place. But if you do the mask and then you compound clip and then you render, it's in the correct place. But that might solve your problem.
That's great, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Get up here. One over here.
A quick question for you. So this might be an Apple / Final Cut / hardware issue. Since I upgraded to the new Pro 10.3, and I upgraded my operating system, and I have my old, the new trackpad. When I use the trackpad when I'm editing, it shuts down Final Cut. It freezes, it doesn't operate properly, and it's random. And I'll have to restart Final Cut or restart my trackpad, and it tends to fix it, but then it acts up again.
Is it an Apple trackpad or is it something?
Yeah, it's the Apple one. It's the latest one. So the funny thing is, when I use my Wacom tablet, totally fine. No issue.
I'd be pointing my finger at a fault in the actual trackpad.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't happening with the previous version of Final Cut. Since I updated it, it's been happening.
I'm thinking that's more coincidence than causality. Yeah.
Because I have one and use it, and it's, I don't know any problem.
There's nothing in the way of
I mean,
trackpad
it's
update
like
would work that would affect the way a trackpad. They intersect at different places in the operating system. So I'd definitely be pointing my finger at the trackpad and perhaps look for a replacement. Or
Okay.
Are you using anything like Better Touch Tool or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Should I do?
Glenn says yes. I find it confusing.
yeah. Oh, okay. Who's next?
He's
You
standing
can bellow it out.
The guy standing. My name's Chris. I have a question for y'all. I am, this is my last month using Final Cut 7. And I'm
About time! Is anyone else going to be using it past the end of the month? Okay, well, you will be the last.
You get maybe one more operating system.
The zombie, anyway, Chris, please continue.
It's so funny. I knew when I stood up and asked that you were going to say, who else in here? There's like 3 people. You know, so that's it. That's it. I'm done. Anyway, so I'm going to do it. And
Do we have a prize or something?
I guess you'll need 7 to 10.
So my question is, one of the biggest reasons I'm doing it is that right now here's my workflow. I have 3 Lumix GH4s, which I'm real happy with, and I shoot with in 4K and 100 megabits per second, and it gives me an MP4 file. So what I have to do is that I take that MP4 and I have to convert it, using the wide shot to a ProRes, a ProRes format. And I take the wide shot, and then I have to just zoom in and get my close-up shot and exit out the ProRes. Because if I take the MPEG-4 directly into Final Cut Pro 7, it doesn't work out so well.
Of course, yeah.
So my question is just a preview. When I get Final Cut X and I'm using it, what would you recommend for a workflow? Is there any advantage in taking the MP4 coming out of the Lumix and converting it to ProRes for any reason? Or can I just drop it in? And
You do reduce the processor load working in ProRes than working in a long GOP MP4. But it depends on how new or old the machinery is, the hardware that you're going to be running it on. Final Cut does 4K, MP4s just fine. But if you want to do multiple streams, then maybe proxy workflow or using optimized media would be a better way to go. But do that all within Final Cut Pro. Let it manage it all for you, because then you can go between proxy and optimized or original, just like that with a checkbox.
So are you taking your 4K footage and cutting a 1080 timeline out of it then with the 2 different framings?
yes, I'm working in HD timeline,
Yeah,
1080
right.
timeline.
So what you'll want to do with that, what I would do is I would actually make 2 separate compound clips, both at 1920 1080, frame the stuff differently. You're going to learn. You're going to learn all about the what's it called? The composition set. No, not the spatial conform. That's going to be your new friend. Spatial conform is very cool. None on one and fit on the other, whatever. And then you'll have 2 different versions. You can even make a multicam out of those 2 compound clips, and you can sit there and cut your thing in real time. Ting, 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 ting.
Or you could just use effects presets, custom effects presets, so that each shot could, which is what I do for lunch with Philip and Greg. We have 2 4K cameras at the table, and I'll have 2 wide shots, 2 medium shots, and 4 close-up shots out of those 2 cameras. And they're just an effect preset that I've set up directly for rotation, scale, position, and I just drag them onto the clip when I want to change shots.
Okay.
But you do that too.
It's a bit of a learning curve, but you can be very happy with it. I guess.
gonna say, I appreciate all the information, but, you might, again, I work in Final Cut 7, and what you said makes no sense to me.
But it will. But it will. Effects presets were not there originally, but they've been a very valuable asset to me. And that,
Once again, spatial.
Spatial conform talks about the way that the clip will
The
fit,
setting and the.
will fit within it when it's not a match for the actual timeline.